Trafford. No tougher draw than away to Manchester United. No tougher visitors than Wimbledon. Commentary here from Tony Gubber.
Injuries to players have forced major changes in Manchester United's team for what is now a very tantalising fourth-round cup tie. Wimbledon must have been uplifted when they saw the names on United's team sheet at 2 o'clock. There's no Pallister, May, Johnson, Beckham or Butt. 19-year-old Michael Clegg comes in as a right wing-back, with Gary Neville moving into central defence alongside 21-year-old Chris Casper, who played with him in United's FA Youth Cup winning team of '92. Roy Keane drops back to make 3 central defenders, and Podborski is the 3rd United player making an FA Cup debut today, in because an ankle injury keeps out David Beckham. Well, that may have been some relief to the Wimbledon goalkeeper Neil Sullivan, beaten by Beckham's audacious chip from the halfway line when these teams met in the first game of the season. Wimbledon have lost their last 6 matches against United, including a 5th-round FA Cup tie, but they're at full strength, with Efe Nkoku winning the starting selection ahead of Dean Holdsworth. Graham Poll is the man in charge this afternoon. Wimbledon have not beaten Manchester United since a solitary John Fashanu goal in a league match back in the 1993-94 season. They have got past this 4th-round stage of the FA Cup in each of the last 4 seasons, and they must surely fancy their chance now, having seen the wholesale changes that United have been forced to make. Joe Kinnear in the job since January of 1991, one of the longest serving in the Premier Division. Keane. Podborski. Challenge came in quickly. Free kicks given. Cantona trying to find himself room as Giggs takes the kick. That will be a Manchester United throw. Clegg waits for somebody to show. Kept cool. Giggs. Cantona slips him in. Here's Giggs. Cut back. Roy Keane. And the ball somewhere into the faces behind the goal, when in truth it should have been nestling in the back of the net. The Giggs-Cantona link-up breached Wimbledon's defence. A touch from the Welshman to the Frenchman. In behind them. Cut back for Roy Keane. And somehow he never got his foot wrapped around it. Scholes loses out to Ikoko, now Vinnie Jones. Robbie Earle cuts it back. Oh, Gale! Marcus Gale. It should be 1 apiece. And both teams guilty of squandering chances. The 3-man central defensive lineup didn't work for United then. Robbie Earle lofting it back, and Marcus Gale, who's joint top scorer for Wimbledon with 10 this season, seeing the ball spin very wide off the outside of his left foot. Ikoku, this is Cunningham. It's up the United player, so Wimbledon have forced the corner. Again, lots of Wimbledon players forward. Vinnie Jones gets his head down. Scholes waits and wins it. Giggs trying to feed Podborski. Leclerc back as a defender. Jones helps it on. It's over the crossbar. Oh, Wimbledon have successfully appealed for the corner. Dean Blackwell, and they've opened up United's defence again. Just a little flick on from Vinnie Jones. And Wimbledon players get in there to make a nuisance of themselves. Oh, Ikoku! Schmeichel has saved it. Well, he got rid of it as if the ball was hot. But Wimbledon continue to fashion half chances. Ball into the feet of Koku, whose shot had pace. Podborski makes a run. Sullivan starts to come for it. Well, he's in trouble, Sullivan. You can tell the way Graham Poll has reacted. But I think he feels that Podborski is cheated. Just outside just on the edge of the area, Podborski went down, or was there contact? Well, he stays on Sullivan. It's a yellow card from Graham Poll. It's a free kick to Manchester United, right on the edge of the penalty area. Sullivan just making sure the wall's in the right place. Well, they'll have to come back a few more yards yet. Giggs with the left foot. Oh, he's gone for it! Fantastic save! Clawed away by Sullivan when it was bound for the top corner. Corner comes in. Giggs waits. He's kept it down. Sullivan falls on it very gratefully. But what an excellent save from the player whose face was red when these teams met on the first match of the season. And Beckham beat him from inside his own half in the last few moments. The second save more routine than the first, which was absolutely top draw. Makeshift Manchester United reach half-time without their defence being breached. Neil Sullivan with the save of the half. And so at half-time at Old Trafford, it's Manchester United 0, Wimbledon 0. Manchester United's only home defeat by a Premier side this season was against Chelsea in November, when they were beaten here 2-1. They've also suffered defeats at Old Trafford this season in the Champions Cup against Juventus and Fenerbahce. But Wimbledon haven't won here since 1992-93, courtesy of a solitary goal from Lawrie Sanchez. But it's still 0-0 at the start of the second half. These teams, incidentally, are back here again on Wednesday night for a Premier Division clash. So if there's to be a replay as well in this FA Cup tie, they're going to see a lot of each other. Giggs, aimed at Cantona. Well, he was beaten fairly, I think, by Kimball, shoulder to shoulder with the Frenchman. Oh, and in fact, well, Graham Poll has shown a yellow card to Cantona. Well, what has Graham Poll spotted here that nobody else did? Well, I think he's suggesting that Cantona was perhaps looking for a penalty, but they were certainly locked together, and it was 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Here's Leonardson. Suddenly it's end-to-end. And he slips in Gale. Schmeichel waits at the near post. Koku didn't get the touch that was required. The pass was slide rule. Leonardson instigating the breakout. That was the ball that beat offside and opened them up. Koku arrives, just couldn't stretch far enough. Cantona. Three Wimbledon players just ahead of him. Leclerc. Here's Podborski. Now this looks better for Manchester United. Left foot. Sullivan equal to it. Cantona will take the corner. Jones defends with the header. Then Ardley. Here's Roy Keane. Leclerc. couldn't have got down much lower to head that Brian McClare. Circumstance in which he might have been better to use his foot. Ball could hardly have been more than a foot or 18 inches off the turf when he headed it. Here's Leonardson. Gale tried to play it back to him, and Cole gets a touch. Giggs breaks down the right. Giggs gets another chance. Here's Scholes. Oh, it's well hit! A real stinger. Neil Sullivan just able to push it over the crossbar. All the power that it required. Forcing a good save. Sullivan's third of the match. Giggs takes the corner. Again, it was Vinnie Jones who won the header. Cole tries to direct it down. Knocked up by Earl. Cole! Who got the touch, but it found Sullivan guarding the goal line. One or two expressions of concern. Still 0-0 inside the last 10 minutes. Wimbledon won away in the Premiership this season 5 times. At Everton, Chelsea, West Ham, Sunderland and Derby. That's the United defender's header. That'll be a corner. This 4th round cup tie heading towards its conclusion. Ardley will take the corner. Saved on the line, but it squirms away from Schmeichel. Perry gets in, and it's another corner. Chris Perry with his hands on his head. Schmeichel having to be brave to go down. Absolute forest of feet. Wimbledon applying pressure right up to the end. That wasn't as good a corner, but it can come straight back. Kimball. Here's Giggs, pursued by Robbie Earl. Skips over one challenge. Dennis Irwin took it away from Vinnie Jones brilliantly. Solskjaer, Giggs. Here's Cantona. Scholes, yes! The player that Alec Ferguson calls my little nuisance. Just over 1 minute left in this 4th round tie, and finally the deadlock is broken. Cantona with the teasing cross, and Scholes delivers yet again. Well, we saw a dramatic finish to the match at the Dell last Saturday. And this looks like a Wimbledon free kick against the baby-faced assassin, as we call him, Solskjaer. Well, maybe it's not over yet. Wimbledon with the free kick. They've got 7 players in Manchester United's penalty area. Robbie Earl! Oh, yes! Robbie Earl has taken the credit, and it's 1-1. Wimbledon, the team that just will never lie down, have snatched the equaliser, and they've stunned Old Trafford, which was starting to celebrate victory. Holdsworth and Earl went up together. Robbie Earl got the touch. Past Schmeichel's right hand. It's 1-1 at Old Trafford in the most dramatic of fashions. Scholes with that goal must have thought that he'd won it for his makeshift team. Robbie Earl with that late equaliser and there are stunned expressions at Old Trafford. And the final score, would you believe it, is Manchester United 1, Wimbledon 1. We talk about Wimbledon's fighting spirit. I mean, it was there in evidence today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that epitomised everything about us. You know, we're throwing everybody forward. We've gone in brave. We put a great delivery in by Alan Kimball, and Robbie Earl's gone in very brave and stuck it in the top corner. And it's ironic, really, because it was Robbie that stayed in and played shoulders on side when they scored that goal. So he's delighted with putting that record straight.
What did you think at 2 o'clock when you saw the names on United's team sheet?
I must admit, it gave us a little lift to see Pallister out and Beckham out and people like that. You know, you're half thinking, well, it's a chance maybe we can get a victory, but they've still got a lot of quality here. They're still international players, and we knew it was going to be a tough task.
Typical Wimbledon, though, eh?
Yeah, we're still in there, and it'll be difficult down at Selhurst now for Man United.
Now, a replay at Selhurst Park, but you get such good support down there, don't you? That it's almost like a home game for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it balances out. You know, we have a fantastic support there. It's probably the one ground where we can guarantee about 20,000 fans there, and it really creates a marvellous atmosphere.
Why do you think Wimbledon are so able to contain teams like Manchester United like that?
Because they've got good players. I think if you look at the team sheet 5 or 6 years ago, you'd struggle to find 3 or 4 good players. You look at the team sheet now, you've got 5, 6, 7 very good players. They've still got the same commitment, the same will to win, and the same sort of team spirit. But to have a record like theirs, you've got to have good players. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah. Joe Kinnear picked out Roy Keane as the one they had to watch. Well, I mean, you can watch him as much as you like, but he had a wonderful game again for United, didn't he?
Well, I think his level of performance is absolutely frightening. He just can't get any better. He's playing centre-back today. Not his favourite position, but he was like a colossus. This is time to perfection, a great tackle, just like he was playing there all his life. This is superb play. What he does well here is he stays on his feet, he reads it well, doesn't commit himself until the right time, then shows a lot of composure, turns on his left foot, shows strength and aggression to get up there, and this pass is just, well, it's just different class. I think he does well here. We circle him here. To be fair, he isn't in a great position, because basically he's behind the line of the defence. But if you watch his head, he's watching for Okuku all the time. He looks there, another little look there. Okuku makes a great run, but Keane enough pace and determination just to put him off. As I say, the level of performance is terrific. When Paul Ince played there, I thought he was the best midfield player in the country. Obviously, Keane was playing centre-back today. Keane in midfield is a better player than Ince. He's better on the ball than Ince was, and he's better in there.
And he must have an extraordinary level of fitness.
Well, he gets up and down for 90 minutes every game.
Yeah.
He's so competitive.
Yeah. Now, Robbie Earl was pretty much involved towards the end of that.
Well, he was the villain and then the hero.
Yeah.
As Joe Kinnear says, he cost them at the Manchester United goal. We see him here in the defensive position when everyone comes. What he does, he goes back into the box. Now, as a midfield player, it's imperative that he doesn't become the last man. When Cantona gets it here on the left-hand side, he looks to cross it. We circle Earl again here. That isn't a bad position. He's all right there. He's not the last man. But when the Wimbledon defence come out, he drifts into a defensive position. Last man, he's playing 3 reds on. Anyway, he's a bad position there. But he redeems himself 4 minutes later. Good ball into the box and a great header. And I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 Wimbledon players that you look at the team sheet are good players. He's one of them. Excellent.
Okay. So they meet again in the Litwood sponsored